Hi, coming to you for this week's discussion question. And this week we're going to switch gears from Revolutionary Era spies to irrigation. I don't know if you've heard, but the West is experiencing what they're calling a mega drought. And we're like on year 22 of this mega drought, excuse me, which is concerning for us because there was a tree ring study conducted not too long ago. And it showed that like in the year 800, there was a 50-year drought in our area. And 28 more years of this is not gonna work out well. So anyway, coming to you to talk about irrigation. And I found some fabulous articles about the beginnings of irrigation. And one of them said that in Arizona, in 1901, the topic that was discussed even more than statehood was irrigation. And it talks about that they were anticipating a visit from President William McKinley in Arizona, and he was going to come and examine the benefits of irrigation on what the author calls such arid wastes as constitute this territory. So they were examining options for reservoirs that could capture and store water rather than just, Arizona has really violent flash floods. And so anyway, this water could be stored and then they could utilize it for not only irrigation, but also development. And there was another article written in 1904 that reports that the government had apportioned $27 million for an irrigation project in Arizona, and that it has excited widespread interest among home seekers. So people were wanting to move to Arizona, and it's so cute because it says that this irrigation project, if successful, could comfortably support 500,000 families. And I don't know if you've been to the Phoenix area lately, but there's about 6 or 7 million people living there. It's the maybe the 6th largest city in the United States. Through conservation and efficient practices, they really figured out how to maximize water in the desert. Then I found another article that was so interesting, and it talks about how Arizona, it's kind of like a barren desert and a beautiful garden just living right next door to each other, just right next to each other. I can remember pulling out of some of my dad's fields and in the tractor, and so you'd have this beautiful lush cotton field or alfalfa field, and then there would be a field road, just a dirt road at the edge of the field that we would drive the equipment and pickups on or whatever, and then just immediately on the other side of that road would be saguaro cactus, because it was, or tamarack trees full of rattlesnakes. I hate the desert farms, so many snakes. Anyway, but this one article I found talks about two very intelligent men of means in the early 1900s. They found 2,000 acres south of the Buckeye Valley, and they drilled a well, it says a mile from the Gila River, and they hit water, but it cost $15,000 to get 22 inches of water, which is not enough. And that was profoundly expensive then. And my dad has had desert farms with the wells, and they're so expensive. We had natural gas wells, and they were pains. And anytime anything goes wrong, it's very expensive. Anytime the well company has to come out and figure out what's going on with the well, the bowls have to be deepened. I mean, it's just very tricky farming in the desert. So these irrigation projects that came in where the water could go down the canal, that's so much easier. But not without its issues. Arizona is running out of water too. This mega drought that's happening in northern states like Colorado is affecting states downstream. And something else that's interesting is a lot of the Colorado River water that was available like in 1980 really isn't as available anymore, because some irrigation projects have gone in, like on the Nappy. There's a Nappy project on a reservation in New Mexico. There's a farming project on a reservation in near Cortez, Colorado. And so those things pull from those tributaries to the Colorado River. And anytime you go to Moab, you know, you see the Colorado River right out your window, and it's so beautiful. But I can always hear my dad talking about that that's the most litigated river in the world, because those 7 states that touch the Colorado River that are part of the Colorado River Compact, they're just always in a fight because everybody needs more water. Thank you.